Hey folks, Mr. Dell here. We are looking at today box plots, some data, and interpreting the box plot and determining if there be a change and redoing a box plot if necessary. So, just let's use this question here as our basis of doing the math. So we're in CPM course 3, and this is section 7.2.1, specifically number 7-39. So here we go. Let's read this. Mount Rose Middle School collected canned food to donate to a local charity. Each classroom kept track of how many cans it collected. The number of cans in each room were, and there's our list of data, 107, 55, 39, so on and so forth. The principal displayed the data in the box plot below. So here's our box plot showing this data, right? So there's a way to get a box plot, remember, interpret the box plot. That line right here in the middle, that is your median on a box plot. That's the middle of the data is this piece. So it looks like 73.5 is the middle of the data. Remember, you have to line the data up in consecutive order before you can find the median. And then this number here, this end of this box, is 62, and that would be the lower quartile, is what's that known as. So that's the lower quartile, and then this is the upper quartile. And how you find that is the median or the middle of the bottom half or the middle of the top half. And then your data stretches from 39 to 107. So you're out here, also kind of known as whiskers, box and whiskers. These are your lines on your box plot and go all the way from 39 to 107. So if we read the questions and answer them, let's go from there. So what is the range of the data? Well, the range, remember, is from the lowest to the highest. So for part A, if we're going to find the range, we're going to take the highest piece of data and we're going to subtract the lowest piece of data. And so our range in this case, let's see, what does that give me? The range would be 68. So from the highest minus the lowest is 68. So that's my range. And then are there outliers? Well, outliers, remember, is data that doesn't maybe fit with the majority of what you see as far as the data is concerned. So if we look, I got 107, so 55, 39, so 79, 86, 62, 65, 70, 80, 77. A lot of 70s, 80s, 60s, 55 even. So maybe you could, I would say that 107 and 39 both look like outliers. So outliers could be 107 and 39 if we're gonna name an outlier, because 107, the closest data to it is this 80. 39, the closest data is 55. So they're about 20 away from like the group of data that's listed. So those would be my outliers. And you can kind of see that with the box and whisker, the box plot, because the majority of the data you see is between, because this is the middle section, right? From the bottom half to the top half, it all fits in here. So these are pretty far away from the box itself when you think about the distance and what it represents. So I would say those are outliers. All right. B says the main office collected 55 cans, the counseling staff collected 74 cans, and the custodial staff collected 67 cans. On graph paper, make a new box plot that includes this data, clearly labeled the median and the upper and lower quartile. So I've got to add these three pieces of data into my full set. So I need to, so I'm going to have to go ahead and order the data and include the new data. So 39 looks like it's the smallest. And then from 39, see if I can quickly go through this. The next piece would be 55. So there's going to be two 55s. 55 and 55, because you have 55 from the original data and a new 55 from the office staff. I'm going to cross it out as I use it, so that way I don't repeat myself. After 55, the next number would be, looks like 62, then 65, then my new piece of data, 67. And then I'd go to 70. And let's see, 74. So was that next? 74? Yeah, 74, my new piece of data. And then my next one is 77. Then it looks like 79. 79, and then 80, 86, and then 107. Let's just make sure 80, 86, and 107. I got them all. Okay. So once I have the data in order from smallest to biggest, then I now have to find the middle, right? So if I need to find my median, my new median. So I'm going to go, let's see, I'm going to count in. So in, let's see, in. And so it looks like 70 is my median. Let me just make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, 6. So that right there is my median. So I'm going to graph this. I'm going to use a similar graph and go by tens on my line. So that's 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 110. Okay. So 70 would be my median. So that's going to be the middle of my box. So now I have to find my upper quartile and my lower quartile to find my two ends of the box, right? So my lower quartile, remember, is going to be the middle of the lower half. So if I count in, I end up with, I've got to find the number that goes in between here. That's going to be my lower quartile. So I've got to find the number that is in the middle. So how do you find that number? To find that number, we're going to take 55 plus 62 and divide that by 2. So 55 plus 62 divided by 2. Let's see what that is. So that gives me, nope, wait, let me try that again. 55 plus 62 divided by 2 is 58. So that number is going to be 58.5. So that's my lower quartile. So I'm going to go 58.5, which looks like right about there. And I'll just write it out so I can list it. 58.5. That's going to be the bottom part of my box, my lower quartile. And then my upper quartile is going to be in between right here. So there's 3 and 3. So that number is my upper quartile. Get some room so you can see what I'm doing here. And I can see that 79 and 80, in between 79 and 80 is 79.5. So 79.5 would be right about here. So that is 79.5. That was 70. So then at that point, I've got my lower quartile, my upper quartile. I've just got to now take it to my whiskers here, my range. My smallest piece of data is 39. My largest piece of data is 107. So I add those on there, 107. So that would be the new box and whisker plot with the data added, the new pieces of data. All right, there you go.